Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm Sheldon, and this is another episode of Behind the Enthusiast. Now, I know it might seem really nice out, and, well, it should be a reason for me to be super happy. However, after a very long winter of driving my Ford Focus RS, I have some observing to do. Obviously, the winter is very harsh on any vehicle, and I'm going to be going over 5 main reasons as to why you guys should definitely not drive your Ford Focus RS in the winter, especially in Canada. Salt and everything eats away at the car, and you can't really wash it all that easily. However, like I said, there are 5 main reasons as to why you shouldn't drive this car in the winter, and there are some of them that are really annoying. So let's get into it. Now, to start things off, obviously cosmetic reasons is number one. You know, something like this mark here. I think this is probably from my snow brush. Maybe me trying to get the snow out from here. You know, the snow buildup in there behind the mud flap. That's probably what that is from. However, all of this sediment in here, any of the brake dust on the wheels, the corrosion, unfortunately, that happens, you know, there is a bit of that as well. Also, if you nick the car with a snow brush, that will also add insult to injury. And the main corrosion, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it or not, but on the RS emblem here, I noticed this pretty much every single winter that I drive the car. I notice this buildup. Basically, you can keep it as clean as you possibly can, but the emblem, the RS logo, is ruined. You know, it's not necessarily something that's going to be covered under warranty, but I do have a few spots there. Car is super dirty right now, as you guys can see. Even on the floor mat, lots and lots of dirt. But cosmetically, yeah, winter does take a huge toll on the car. So unless you're getting it rust-proofed and washing the car as much as possible, let's say once a week throughout the winter, your car is not going to look very pretty at the end of the winter. Now, obviously, another reason for not wanting to drive your car in the winter is low ground clearance. So, as I said, low ground clearance, as you guys can see, that is really chewed up underneath there. I've got some stuff hanging off. I have no idea what I hit. Probably a chunk of ice. And so the underneath of the car is pretty chewed up. I have to do a thorough inspection once I can get the car up on jack stands or something to see what kind of actual damage has been done. Now, the third main reason as to why you shouldn't be driving this car in the winter is that the AC, for some reason, likes to magically turn on when you push one of the other heated element buttons. Now, I don't remember specifically which one it was, but I would be driving my car. It would, you know, it'd be warming up still a little bit, and I would push, let's say, the heat for my feet. The AC would automatically turn on. It wasn't a guarantee, but it would randomly turn on, and I would start getting cold air in the middle of the winter. I'm not entirely sure if that is some sort of issue that other people have had, but it's definitely something that I found super annoying. And the other issue that I had was when you turn the car on, the mode selector would not come up as well, And this is due to the exhaust valve check system. Basically, the car goes through all of these routine things when you turn it on, and one of them is the exhaust valve. If the exhaust valve is frozen because of how cold it is, well, it doesn't open, which therefore kiboshes the entire drive mode selection system, and you can't even turn off traction control usually. Sometimes I've found that traction control, if I do it manually and actually push the off button there, sometimes it will allow me to actually take traction control off, but for the most part it does not, which is super annoying. And it ends up being a pain because the traction control system in this car, as nice as it is for someone who, wants to avoid, bad situations, because of my experience with cars that have not had traction control, like Subarus, for example, I am used to being in full control of my car at all times. And so for someone who is used to being able to just grab the wheel and, mash the gas pedal and take full control of the car, look where you want to go and counter steer and just throttle, and not have to worry about a system fighting you every single, move that you make to correct so that you avoid going into a ditch. And you have the car basically, cutting power and, in and out, and it's just super annoying, and it's actually very, very dangerous. And I know that for most RS owners, they will completely agree with me that traction control, in certain cases, in the winter, will actually cause an accident. And sometimes having it turned off is actually going to be a huge benefit. So to not be able to turn it off in the winter because of that check valve, in the exhaust, that exhaust valve system, it's not only annoying, but it is very dangerous. And so that is technically the fifth reason as to why you should not be driving the RS in the winter. And of course, the final reason, which is a bonus reason because gas prices have been going up excessively, well, it is a pig on gas. I do not get very good mileage on this, and I'm going to show you guys exactly what I mean. So, as you guys can see, 318 kilometers is what I've currently put on, and that is based on 3/4 of a tank, as you can see, with supposedly 95 kilometers remaining, which would put me over 400 kilometers. However, with the warmer weather, that number is expected to be around there. However, in the winter, not so much. I get maybe 325, 350 if I'm lucky. And so usually when I'm filling up for gas, I have one of my gas receipts here, which I can kind of reference from. But I am spending right there, as you guys can see, $63 in gas. All my receipts, I keep all my receipts here. I'm paying about $63 just on the one I checked there for about 320 kilometers for a tank of gas. $63. Now, the price increases have basically been about $10 to $15 minimum, upwards of $20 per week increase. And that is a lot of money when you guys calculate it over the course of an entire year, or even just the winter. It's especially in the winter because you're using a lot more gas, heating the vehicle. So should you be driving a Ford Focus RS in the winter? Well, guys, I know that probably sounded like a lot of complaining, but at the end of the day, I absolutely love my RS. And although driving it in the winter is not the smartest idea, I do love it. It handles great. It has all-wheel drive. It even comes with winter tires from the factory. So it's not like I had to put out an extra expense for the car when I bought it. Everything was there, ready to go. However, you know, in the winter, yes, most vehicles do get beaten up pretty badly. I actually just noticed I'm missing another valve stem. I don't know why that one keeps falling off, but just my luck, of course. And at the end of the day, I mean, if you really want to preserve a car, don't drive it in the winter. So obviously this is my daily driver. It's my only car. I can't really go out and just buy a winter beater to, you know, preserve this car or protect it. However, in terms of protection, obviously I have the stone guard still on it. It's doing a relatively good job. And the rubber coating or whatever it was that I got installed by the dealership, as far as I know, that is doing its job as well. But if you guys really want to protect your cars, you know, just do one of those things at least, you know, or even do rust proofing or whatever. Do that sort of thing. And if you guys live near a car wash, you know, go to the car wash, utilize that to minimize the salt buildup and the corrosion and everything else and all the, you know, the cosmetic damage that happens to your car. And obviously you can't really do much about the low ground clearance. As I showed you guys, there's quite a bit of damage under there. It does look pretty bad. I'm gonna have to inspect that further to just kind of see what is going on there. Maybe it's just plastic damage. Maybe it's nothing, you know, too crazy, but it doesn't look the greatest. So anyway, that's it for this video. If you guys like this video, make sure to smash that like button so I know that it's working. If you guys own an RS, let me know in the comments down below what has been your experience. What is the most annoying thing about driving your RS in the winter, or the most, you know, disappointing thing, or the things that makes you really sad when, you know, summer rolls around and you're going, oh no, not again. You know, let me know what you guys have experienced with your ownership. I'm at about 5 years now, so it's been great, minus the winter, of course. But anyway, so hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys, you know, are thinking about buying an RS, you know, or anything sporty for that matter, you know, these are some things you guys should keep in mind before actually buying this car as a daily driver without having a winter beater. So, as usual, if you guys want to see more content and you want to get notified, be sure to subscribe so you guys don't miss out. And I will catch you guys in the next one.